The Emerald Tablet stands as one of the most enigmatic and revered texts in esoteric philosophy. Attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary figure blending Greek and Egyptian wisdom, this cryptic inscription is believed to hold the key to understanding the nature of reality, transformation, and the unity of existence. Across centuries, alchemists, mystics, and philosophers have sought to decipher its meaning, interpreting it as a guide to both material and spiritual transmutation. The fundamental principle of the tablet, encapsulated in the phrase, "as above, so below," suggests that all realms of existence, physical, mental, and spiritual, are interconnected, and through inner transformation, one can unlock the secrets of the universe. The principle of oneness and cosmic interconnection. The Emerald Tablet begins with a proclamation of unity, affirming that all things originate from a single source and return to it. This mirrors the teachings of many ancient traditions, including Hermeticism, Vedanta, and Taoism, which emphasize that the universe is an indivisible whole. The concept of as above, so below illustrates that the microcosm of the individual reflects the macrocosm of the cosmos. Just as celestial bodies follow precise orbits, human consciousness operates within patterns of growth and transformation. By recognizing this unity, one moves beyond the illusion of separation and realizes that the divine essence permeates all things. The transmutation of darkness into light. A core teaching of the Emerald Tablet is the alchemical process of transformation, often symbolized by the transmutation of lead into gold. However, this is not merely a reference to physical alchemy, but rather a metaphor for inner spiritual purification. Darkness, representing ignorance, suffering, and ego-driven existence, is not to be feared, but embraced as raw material for enlightenment. Through conscious effort, wisdom, and self-awareness, one transmutes base instincts into higher understanding, much like how the lotus rises from the mud to bloom in radiant purity. The idea of turning darkness into light is echoed in Jungian psychology, where the integration of the shadow self leads to individuation. Similarly, in mystical traditions, suffering and trials are seen as necessary catalysts for awakening. The Emerald Tablet teaches that true enlightenment comes not from avoiding hardship, but from transmuting it into wisdom. The power of silence and inner wisdom. One of the lesser explored aspects of the Emerald Tablet is its emphasis on silence as a gateway to deeper understanding. True knowledge, it suggests, is beyond words. It is an inner realization that cannot be fully expressed through language. In many spiritual traditions, silence is revered as a state where the divine can be directly experienced. The Tao Te Ching states, "The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao." Similarly, in Zen Buddhism, enlightenment is often transmitted through direct experience rather than discourse. This principle aligns with the concept of the great work in alchemy, where the initiate must pass through stages of purification, contemplation, and union with the higher self. The more one cultivates stillness and receptivity, the more one aligns with the deeper currents of existence, allowing wisdom to emerge organically rather than being imposed by external doctrine. The eternal journey of the soul. The Emerald Tablet does not present spiritual transformation as a finite goal, but as an eternal unfolding. It describes the cyclical nature of existence, where the soul, like the celestial bodies, undergoes infinite rebirth and refinement. This concept parallels the Hindu idea of samsara, the Buddhist path of awakening, and the Hermetic notion of ascent through the planetary spheres. In the alchemical journey, the soul is seen as moving through stages of dissolution, purification, and reconstitution, symbolized by the death of the old self and the rebirth of the new. This mirrors the mythological death and resurrection themes found in the stories of Osiris, Dionysus, and Christ. By embracing this continuous evolution, one recognizes that enlightenment is not a static state, but a dynamic process of ever-expanding awareness. Free will and the creation of reality. A significant insight of the Emerald Tablet is that the future is not predetermined, but shaped by consciousness and intention. Unlike deterministic philosophies, it suggests that human beings possess the power to influence reality through thought, will, and spiritual alignment. This idea finds resonance in quantum physics, where the observer effect implies that perception influences reality. Similarly, in Kabbalistic mysticism, the concept of tikkun olam, repairing the world, emphasizes that conscious effort can elevate existence. By aligning personal will with universal harmony, individuals become active participants in creation rather than passive recipients of fate. The tablet teaches that through knowledge, discipline, and insight, one can reshape both inner and outer worlds, bringing forth a reality that reflects divine perfection. The secret fire, the force of spiritual awakening. Among the most cryptic ideas embedded in the Emerald Tablet is the concept of the secret fire, a force that fuels transformation. In alchemical tradition, this fire is both literal and metaphorical, a purifying energy that dissolves impurities and refines the soul. Some interpretations link it to Kundalini energy, the serpent power that rises from the base of the spine in Eastern traditions, awakening higher states of consciousness. Others see it as the divine spark within every individual, the driving force behind spiritual evolution. Throughout history, mystics have sought to harness this force through various practices, meditation, breathwork, and contemplation of sacred symbols. The awakening of the secret fire is said to illuminate hidden truths, dissolving illusions, and granting insight into the fabric of existence. Yet, this power also demands responsibility. Without proper preparation, it can overwhelm the seeker, reinforcing the Hermetic warning that great wisdom must be tempered with great understanding. The Philosopher's Stone, the symbol of ultimate transformation. Perhaps the most famous concept linked to the Emerald Tablet is the Philosopher's Stone, often depicted as the key to immortality and the perfection of matter. While many have sought it as a literal object, its true meaning lies in inner transformation. The stone represents the completion of the alchemical process, the full realization of divine potential within the self. Just as lead is transmuted into gold, the soul must undergo its own purification, refining the crude elements of human nature into something luminous and eternal. This is not a single event, but a lifelong journey. Many spiritual traditions echo this theme: the Buddhist attainment of nirvana, the Gnostic concept of divine knowledge, gnosis, and the Christian idea of spiritual resurrection. The Philosopher's Stone is not something to be found outside oneself, but to be cultivated within. Conclusion. The Emerald Tablet offers a timeless guide to self-discovery, transformation, and cosmic unity. It teaches that all things are interconnected, that darkness is not an enemy, but a substance for alchemical refinement, and that silence holds deeper wisdom than words. It presents life as an eternal journey, where the soul evolves through cycles of learning and purification, and that free will determines the unfolding of reality. In a world increasingly dominated by materialism and external distractions, the wisdom of the Emerald Tablet serves as a reminder that true knowledge lies within. The process of turning lead into gold is not about wealth, but about refining consciousness itself. To walk the path of the Emerald Tablet is to embrace the alchemical art of the soul, transmuting ignorance into wisdom, fear into love, and darkness into divine illumination.